Hi, welcome to Papa's Workshop. This is the final video on my shop upgrade of my central vacuum system. And I got to tell you, this has been one of the most rewarding upgrades that I have done to my shop. To be able to upgrade all of the blast gates to brand new ones and be able to connect the micro switches to them so I can control the system from anywhere in the shop just by opening or closing the gate is so much better. Before, I had to turn the system on and then run around and make sure that the different gates were open or closed, whatever needed to be, before I could actually start the project. All of that's done. It's all solved. Now, all I have to do is come on, I turn the main power switch on, and then I can go ahead and start my day in the shop. And anywhere in the shop that I am located, all I have to do is open the blast gate, and the machine turns on. It is so fantastic. But let me show you the final video today on how I got the blast gate set up. Let's get started. Well, the day has come that I can actually start installing the blast gates. And the first thing is just take away all of this old tape and get rid of everything and get it cleaned up. Now, just so you notice, I have these hangers that the pipe is sitting in made out of the 2x6s. That's something that I did a number of years ago when I had just tons of 2x6s laid around. But today, I'm upgrading those also. And what do I have in the shop extra right now? But some MDF. So they're going to be smaller, lighter in weight, and I think they're going to be a great addition as well. So I'm going to use those also and get rid of these old bulky 2x6 hangers that my ductwork was sitting in. Now this is a look at one of the old blast gates that I have. And you can see that there was quite a bit of a little air gap down there and movement. And although the gates work quite well, that little bit of movement allowed a lot of air to be able to escape. So when the gates were closed, the vacuum system would still suck in the outside air into this gate. So it was not as efficient as what I was hoping for. Now, if you know anything about me and my shop, you know that I like to recycle stuff. So the pipe that I have in these blast gates, I'm actually going to take out and be able to reuse in the new gates. And then these old gates will just get thrown away. No, I'm not going to keep those. But I am salvaging the pipe out of it, and that saves me a few dollars from having to buy new ones. Why throw away everything when I can reuse and save a few dollars? Well, it actually has less debris in here than I thought there would be. When I took off the blast gate over here, there was a little bit of debris, but all in all, it's quite clean. And I figured with the air just churning in here, there would actually be more debris in here than there was. A quick look in the trash can revealed that it was doing quite well. This shows all of the debris from the pins that I made just a short time ago. It captured all of the dust. I want to show you a quick look at the new hangers that I'm using for the piping. And this is just made out of MDF, and I just sketched it out real quick. It was actually quicker to do this by hand than throwing it onto the CNC machine. And what I'm doing now is just cutting a little backer piece to be able to support it against a wall. I'm making it 2 inches wide, and I'm making it about, roughly 8 inches long. And then I'll just glue and screw it to the back of the hanger, and then just screw it to the wall. Very simple, but it's very effective. Now I didn't catch the video, but I just used a roll of tape for my curves to be able to lay this out. So I'm just showing you how I did it. And of course for the pipe itself, I just used the pipe and traced it. Now here's a quick look at the new manifold system that I put in. I took out all the old stuff, got rid of the blast gates, ran the new system. This is the same pipe here. Of course I had to put in a new length of pipe for this area. down to this Y connection. But this is a lot simpler design and is more efficient because it doesn't have any leaks, because I eliminated 3 different blast gates. The mindset that I had when I designed this system, I only wanted the duct powered with the air only on the one that was being utilized, and I could close off the other ones at this manifold. And now I've got a very simple system that is very effective. To prepare the blast gates, I'm just inserting the PVC piping and then caulking around the exterior of it to form a nice airtight seal. There's nothing new about this. I think everyone who has ever made the blast gates have used this type of a system where they just caulk the PVC tubing in place. But it works, it's very effective. And of course, it provides the airtight seal that you're looking for in having the blast gates. And of course, after you run the caulking around it, you just have the wet finger and you just smooth out the edges by running around the exterior again, and it just smooths out the caulking for a nice seal. The next thing that I'm doing in this process is just taking the micro switches and I'm soldering on the wire to the pins. Now the positive goes on the NC, which is normally closed, and the negative wire goes on to the common. And I'm just going to put a little bit of solder and tin each of them, and then just solder the tips on. It's a very simple process, and I've shown the soldering before in other videos. Nice thing about this, I can twist and turn this clamp in multiple directions to be able to hold this micro switch exactly where I need to be able to hold it. I really like this, and I'll put a link in the description, and I'll link above the video that I've shown where I've used this before. It's a great tool to be able to have in the shop. Now that the soldering's done, I'm using the little heat shrink tubing to slide over onto the end of the pins, and I can just take my lighter and heat that just a little bit and be able to shrink that, and that stuff works great. Now there's really nothing special about this. I just pick up this heat shrink tubing from Harbor Freight, and I just keep some on hand. Now to mount the micro switch to my blast gate, I'm just using some double stick tape, and I'm cutting the double stick tape to the size of the micro switch, and I'm just laying it out with a pencil line exactly where it needed to be, and then I can just take the double stick tape and put it right in position. Now with the double stick tape in place, I can take the micro switch itself and place it right on top of that double stick tape, and that gives the exact location that it needs to be. And the last thing I'll do is just use some CA glue and glue my little stop box in place, and that also will operate the micro switch. Now it's time to go ahead and install the new blast gates, and I do want the ductwork to be level. So I'm just putting a level on it, bringing it up to my level line. I'll mark the top of the blast gate and then screw it into place. Can't get much simpler than that. So there it's marked. Move the level out of the way so I don't drop it. Then I'll just take my drill, screw the screw right into the wall, and that'll hold it exactly where it needs to be. And now we got the top screw in place. And the hardest part about this whole entire operation is putting in the bottom screw. To get that bottom screw in, I actually did have to get underneath the lathe and reach up there with the drill and just screw it in place. Not too big of a deal, but that was the most challenging part of it. Now the next thing I did is I just took the spool of wire and ran it over to the switch, and I just used a piece of tape to hold it in place there for now. And to be able to secure it onto the pipe, I just literally wrapped it around the pipe loosely. Now all I did is just set the wire in place where I wanted it, got a good measure for the correct length, and then just cut the wire, and then I just have to attach it into my little bus bar. The only thing you have to remember when you're screwing this into the bus bar is make sure that you look and have the positive wire, which is the red one in my case, go into the red screw, and then the white will go into my little silver screw that I did not mark, and just to make sure that the polarity remains constant. And with that done, that system is complete. Now, all I have to do is connect the rest of the blast gates in the same manner, and the system will be totally done. The other thing that I wanted to point out too is I don't have to have a separate wire for every blast gate. I have one long wire that runs throughout the system. I can tie into that wire. I just connect it in parallel. Okay, I turn the system on. Let's go over now to the blast gate and let's see it work. That is fantastic. I absolutely love this. That is so convenient that it's going to make life so much easier in the shop. Hi everyone, thank you for watching my video today. If you like the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button down below and the little bell next to it so you'll be notified on the different videos that I upload. Also check out the videos over here to be able to stay up to date on the happenings in my shop. So again, thank you for watching my videos.